Question, how do we sink water? Did some research, and apparently there's actually even better ways to produce the aluminum. Hello, viewers. Tomorrow, guys, I hope you guys wish me luck. Tomorrow, I do something that few get to do in their lifetime, but I'm very excited. I'm going to climb a wind turbine. Yes, I did a 300 foot climb today. Oh my god, on a flexible ladder too. Which means I'm gonna be getting off early. So, by the way, I'm not going to build my aluminum plant because I did some research while I was off stream, and I looked into the recipes. By the way, I know this is not a good system. I'm going to admit this, not a good system. But here's the thing: I need aluminum now. I also need to consider getting back and doing I need to consider getting back to work in terms of like. Like getting my roads done. This uses 120, and this produces 220 plus that means 60. So here's the problem. If I add too much water, this is going to back up. Which means that it's not going to... It's going to back up this. And then yeah, you know. Yeah, I say, what the hell? Why is it on that side? It's because it was split. Okay, so here's what we're going for, right? When we produce aluminum, I've mentioned this on the previous streams, but we're gonna do this again. This is not an efficient system. I'm just again. I'm making it to make my aluminum. So here's a problem about aluminum. Which is aluminum. First, we're gonna harvest a thing called bauxite. And I actually knew bauxite was raw aluminum for like years. I've probably known that since like high school. First, alumina must be processed into alumina solution. At least this is the traditional way. Then, the alumina solution is pumped here with some coal, and it's turned into aluminum scrap. It's gonna be, oh wow, it must be 500 stack limit, I guess. Then, it's going to go convert, and it's gonna be produced into this. The scrap will then be combined with silica, and it'll be turned into aluminum. This is really interesting because there's actually... This is really interesting because we can loop two processes onto itself. This, when it produces the scrap, it's going to produce the water, which can be sent straight back into here. But this consumes more water than this produces. So we need to substitute a little bit of water in there. So if we had a good system, once we could go charge it, we wouldn't have to get 180 water a minute. We'd probably have to get like less than that. You know what I mean? Anyway, then we and then this actually produces silica, but this consumes it. But to balance it out, you need like 8 of these, so you need to import a lot of silica, which is no problem. We can always do that. So this is going to take everything and it's going to convert it into scrap. And look at this scrap. It looks like it like used some sort of like nucleus. It grew a bunch of this aluminum off of it. And it's going to turn into these ingots. And there we go. We have ingots. Now, the traditional sense, we get as much ingots as we put in bauxite. So for every bauxite we get in, we get 1 ingot. Just like traditional sense. No way. Did my power plant stabilize itself? I think it did. That makes me happy. Okay. Okay, so another thing that we can actually do with this alumina is we can make what's called alclad plates. This is made using aluminum combined with copper bars. We're going to try to make some alclads. Now again, right here, this is not permanent. Again, as I said before, over and over and over, this is just a temporary solution. How many ingots are we pumping out a minute? 60. And I'm going to run some copper over here. Now, the good thing is, we can actually get pure copper over here, which we more than double! I forgot that's how good it was. 6 copper. Usually make 6 copper ingots. But with this, we can go from 6 copper to 50. That is so good. Oh, wow. Copper, it duplicates even better. Now, 7 iron would make 7 ingots. However, here it makes 13. Let me take my shoes off. Look my fucking ass dogs. Get here. Okay. So it doesn't quite double your iron ingots, but hey, you know what? You get 7 iron and you get 13 ingots out instead of 7. 13's a lot better than 7. That's all I'll say. Damn, we can get a lot more copper out of that. You know, it's also good. You can also deem your sheets instead of getting like, what is it, like 2 copper ingots to 1 sheet. You get 1-to-1 ratio. That's awesome. And you know what the great thing about this? Water. All you gotta do is add water. That's it. That's it. Now, this consumes a lot more energy and a lot more space, but you get a lot more bang for your buck. Now, that's a word you're gonna hear me, and you've probably heard me use a lot. Bang for my buck. What sounds better? Like, by the way, you do not have to be smart to understand this. Let's say you bring in $5, right? Now, you got option A, you get $1 for a chocolate bar, or you can buy 3 chocolate bars for $2. Now, initially, right, you'd go for the $1 per chocolate bar, right? But here's the thing: $3 per $3 chocolate bars for $2. You get average of 1.5 chocolate bars per dollar. So you'd rather take deal 2. Very simple math. Do not have to be a genius to understand that. Now, I think the reason I really want the Outclad sheets, I want to get aluminum casings, which can be used to make radiation filters, which gets me close to the spicy rocks. Also known as raw demon core. These are Mark 1s. These are impures too. Oh, God. Ew. Yucky. I will say, there's a lot of space down here, but if I had to start somewhere else, I'd probably have to start in the eastern quadrant. The northeast has no biomass, so it's hard to get off the ground, but here's the catch. You get a lot of iron. I did some mapping. Hello, viewer. I did looking on the map, and there's a lot of iron in the northeastern dunes. Like, literally, I could probably harvest 20,000 iron or plus. Actually, let's use the math. If I could harvest about, like 24,000 divided by 7 times 14, or no, 13, I can get 44,000 ingots of iron from that area. Oh, shit. I don't even have to convert them, and I can just use them make casings, but I'll still want to make Outclads. I don't need to convert them into the Outclads in order to make casings, but again, I'll still do it because I need Outclads. Outclads can make me Mark 5s, which can get me more stuff. Now, all my other stuff over at that factory over there is designed off the Mark 4 system, but remember, it's expandable. I can infinitely expand, well, not really infinitely, because there's a box limit to this, but virtually infinitely expand as much as I want. Soon I'll be able to get Mark 3s, but yeah. I just gotta be careful not to return the spaghetti. I cannot return to my old ways. Hey, again, this is a really, really just bad system. It would take a long time to make the copper. Yeah, it does take a long time. 24 seconds? Yeah, again, so that's a bad thing about this. Bad space. These are awful at space. But, honestly, if you get more bang for my buck, I'm like, oh man, why am I not getting that much copper? It's just, I'm gonna get 120 copper a minute. It's just, this is, they're on impures, and it's just ass. I mean, honestly, who cares? Let's say I go build my roads, right? You know, yeah, let's say I go build my roads, right? I could probably do that while I'm gone. I feel like I'm gonna regret building that here. Dude, that's a Mark III versus Mark IV. That is insane. Oh, screw it. I don't have time for this bullshit. No, why this isn't working. Not enough silica. If they just produced... I can produce... Huh. I should definitely put a sink for this. It should be going at, yeah, because we're producing 100 silica a minute, which exceeds that. We're producing, yeah, just enough of this. Hi, hello viewer. We're producing 60 a minute, and this is consuming 30. There's just 90. You know what? Let's have some fun. Priority. Never mind. casings! We can finally build these shitheads. We can build bullets! We can build bullets. I love the bullets. This will consume 90 minutes. You tell him already getting giddy about leaving Mark 4s behind. Hey. No. Eh. Oh my gosh, it perfectly balances out. And, okay, so 240 minus 180, minus 180 equals negative 120. And plus 120, boom. Balanced, bitch. Damn. I'm gonna let these build up and up and up. Ooh. Do, do, do. Ah. You know what this game reminds me of? This game is like, Rick, is this game made for autistic people? Why would you say something like that? Because I'm starting to love it. I swear, this is like... Dude, this is like I swear, this is like a lot of autistic people's dreams. Brother. Holy shit. This game, I mean, again, this game is so fun. I can just... integrate. It's not like something that like you have to like okay, like sink this resources and build this, and it's like, you know, if I play the game, if I could play this game right now, I could restart, and if I do restart, I bet you I could build everything so much differently. That's what's cool about this game. Okay, so it's gonna overflow into this, and then it's gonna prioritize this, and then if that backs up, which it's going to. No, prioritize going on. Alright, guys. It's definitely probably a good idea to have a buffer between, if you're going to connect this system to dump its water, if you're going to have this system dump its water and put it over here, then it should be regulated with a buffer like this. Oh, it's still gonna go. So it's okay. So it's 320 a minute. That's 360. 120, 120, 120, 360. We need to remove 120 off that. Oh wait, it's just equal. So. Why these are deadlocked at 98%. They're not going up. Maybe they will go up. They just take time. Damn, you can fling yourself really good with these. Okay, I'm done. I need to go to bed tonight because I have to climb a wind turbine tomorrow. So yeah, peace, guys. I'm gonna have to take my shower and go to bed. Wish me luck, guys. I have an interview tomorrow. Tomorrow could change everything. What much it I could not pass, but whatever. Better give it my